happy Memorial Day. The Memorial Day strange. I be trying to figure out, am I supposed to be happy, sad, depressed? Either way, pass me a hamburger. This is Spitface. Please welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the first lady of sports talk, Cheryl Smith.
Good morning. Yes, I know it's not really a happy Memorial Day. We're supposed to remember our fallen soldiers. So, yeah, I guess it's supposed to be a somber day, but then again, it is the beginning of summer, too, because that's when the first cookouts are happening. Yep. So we're very conflicted with this holiday, You don't know how to respond to the holiday.
Yeah, I can, in one way, memorializing someone can be a celebration.
True.
That is allowed. But we need to work out the greeting, though. Should we just say Memorial Day? And let people work it out? Or should we, they need to put a committee together, do something. And, it's just like with black folk. Now, there's some black folk who don't like to be called black. And that's cool, all right. And then there are, then there's some folk who, African American. Then, it's some other stuff. Now, within our community, we don't care. Brother, whatever you want, sister, we go with the flow and go down with it. But I know this old cat who said, I wish we'd go back to being colored people. He said, colored people are so pretty. Who want to be a plain people? Who want to be a plain Jane? You the plain Jane people. When I could be a colored people. All right, First Lady. This and other great conversations we'll have later. This week, I'll shout out by popular demand. We have a performance from Natalie Jean, plus Riah Michelle. Where they find this shining star, get the cold feel of the mute button. First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world, not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as unpaid college professional athletes have flown the coop with a settlement worth billions of dollars. The era of the student athlete being required to risk their professional future for free while generating a gazillion dollars for the colleges they play for is over. Is this a hallelujah? Hallelujah? Lord, I can't even say. Okay, let me say hallelujah. Is the moment?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, baby.
I get to put hallelujah. I can't say that, and for some reason this morning, or it's the devil in the details. Oh, Lord, you obviously I haven't been going to church too much for me to say that word. Will there be even more pressure on players and coaches to win? Will college sports devolve into an employee-employer relationship where it's all about performance without regard to education? The players deserve to get paid for playing and any use of their images. It is only fair. Was there no choice but to open Pandora's box? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking what you saying. Okay. Well, I'm having a hard time saying hallelujah. Hallelujah. I can't pronounce the word this morning. I don't know what it is with me. But anyway, let's just go. Let's just say this. It is something about this settlement, okay? Let's just say the judge still needs to approve the settlement. The NCAA and the 5 major college sports conferences would pay damages to former and current athletes as well as allow a revenue sharing for athletes in the future. Now, the general terms of this settlement will see the NCAA pay nearly $2.8 billion in damages over 10 years to nearly 14,000 athletes dating from 2016 to now. And the 5 conferences that will be represented, it's like over 60 schools. It's the Atlantic Coast Conference, which is the ACC, the Big 10 Conference, Big 12 Conference, Pacific 12 Conference, and the Southeastern Conference known as the SEC. Now, each school will be allowed to distribute up to around $20 million to its athletes, an amount based on percentages from the average revenue earned annually by the Power Conference program. So, the thing is, it's expected that other schools outside of Power 5 Conference probably will be able to opt into this, but right now it's only to those athletes in the Power 5 as far as getting the compensation, the back compensation. Now, as far as the future compensation, that's what really is going to raise a lot of questions. Like, which athletes will be compensated? How much will they make? Will women be paid equally the same as men? Will schools that are unable to pay athletes be able to keep up with bigger, richer schools? I mean, the schools will decide how they will distribute the money. And I'm talking about more of the future money. And, but you can rest assured it's mainly going to go to football and basketball players, since these programs are the ones that generate most of the revenue from the school. Now, this ruling to me, it's a domino effect from the NIL ruling. I mean, the lawsuit has been ongoing since, I think, 2016. I don't think it's going to put more pressure on players and coaches to win. I think the pressure is in the recruitment of athletes, because it's going to be how much are you going to pay me to come to your school? It's similar to NIL, because that's what's going on with NIL now. Those schools that can offer the best NIL packages to players are getting the players. So, like I said, initially this ruling is going to be for the Power 5 conference, but it's going to span over non-Power 5 conferences, and it's going to go to independent schools. So, I think this is not, it's going to be a hallelujah moment, because of the schools have made billions off of these athletes, and they deserve some of the pie. However, the process needs to be tempered in order for these athletes to be still considered collegiate athletes instead of being a professional athlete. Now, how are they going to do that? There's ways to do it. I look at it more of a stipend type of money versus actual being paid as an employee-employer relationship, because that's like, will the college sports evolve into employee-employer relationship, where it's all about performance without regard to education? Let's face it now, in regards to education, the best athletes do not stay 4 years in college to complete their education. Those athletes that are good will declare for the pros. So I don't think anything is going to change. Those athletes that are good will go to pro. They're going to take their monies, and they're going to get more money in the pro. To me, the question becomes, is this? I don't think it becomes a question if this is an employee-to-employer relationship. I think what's going to have to be worked out is the money. Is it going to be like a contract agreement type of thing for the money? Because right now colleges can pull athlete scholarships, if they do something, if they violate rules or certain things happen, they get kicked off the team. Even to the point, if the coach feels the person is not playing right or is not good for the program, I believe they can pull that student's scholarship. So the question now becomes, when you're paying these when you're paying these college students, there's going to have to be some type of contract involved with the monies. So the question becomes, do they still get that money if they are no longer on a team? What happens? So there's going to be a lot of things written in the contract that the student athlete is going to have to get lawyers or agents not even agents, but lawyers to look into these contracts. So it is going to be strange on how they're going to control the money. That's to me the main thing. How is that money going to be controlled? And anytime to me when you change an institution and college athletes not receiving compensation to play collegiate sports, that is considered an institution. That has been long-standing for years. Now, yes, you can wink. Some players have gotten money on the side, but it's not. Now it is being allowed. Yes, you will open up Pandora's box when you do that. Now, is it a good thing? I mean, I'm a firm believer anybody who's providing service should get paid, and these colleges have made billions of dollars off of the performance of these college students. So to me, it's nothing wrong with them getting paid. It's just a matter of controlling how they're getting paid and trying to make it a fair system across the whole spectrum of college sports. And that's where it's going to be an issue, to be honest with you, to spit face. So anyway, over to you.
First Lady, in everything you said, it just shows that Pandora, that box is wide open, and and part of it is one where there's chaos, there's dollars, and there will be chaos. The implementation of these types of programs, and program in the sense of you're radically changing how an institution operates, is always met with chaos. And where there is chaos, there's dollars. But will those dollars make its way back down, make it to the athlete like it should? So whenever the money has opened up, that initial group becomes prey. And I don't mean pray for your brother. They become prey, Prey. So now you're going to have, I'll just say, less than virtuous characters preying on these kids before they get out of high school so that they can get a hook into them. And the NCAA is going to make mistakes because they don't. This is new territory for everybody. So how we set this up, how we set what's going to happen in the transfer portal. Do top quarterbacks say, well, I want to go to Bama because they'll pay me a little more money? This is a whole new world. I mean, Pandora, that the box is open and it's not going to be closed. So I see that it will be chaos, and it may be years later before we find out. It is going to be years later before we find out how much graft, greed, cheating and activities happen. It's just like during COVID. They had that money that they released to those businesses, and then you look up somebody driving a Lamborghini, and we know that they are out there. And these are young athletes who can be impressed by bad company called they friends, because now they're getting a little money. So it is great that they're getting paid, but I have little faith that the implementation will go smoothly. And First Lady, I have to say that whenever the money come in and we're now, quote, paying people, whether that's a stipend or whatever, performance starts being an issue. Because then it's, hey, look, we're putting out $20 million, to this program where we weren't putting out anything. So now we want some bang for our bucks. So we don't see you winning. We don't think you're going to be in some heated competition for a national championship. Shoot, maybe we need to let's start looking in the transfer portal to see if we can get another player. I just see a mess. I see a mess, First Lady. That's all I got. That's all I got to say. I see a mess. But young folk, watch your wallet because they're out there. They're out there.
All right. Well, hallelujah. I can finally say the word.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
I can finally say the word.
Hallelujah.
Look, that word got twisted on my mouth this morning. But anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
No more TV church for First Lady.
And let's go to, that's right, over to you, Reverend Spitface.
Hallelujah. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion overpowered over the competition. I'm towering record shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? We are talking about the potential knockout punch to the Wolves and Pacers, each facing a game for elimination and being swept. Whew. Is this the playoff the fans have been waiting for? If both teams are swept, it would be history making. Which team has more to gain by sweeping their opponent, the Celtics or Mavs? Do the Celtics and Mavs have the right combination of mismatches and intangibles to make this the best series since the Michael Jordan era? Leroy Satchel Paige, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking, what you saying? First Lady, I'm looking at the teams that are playing. There's one team that was number one in their conference, and they're playing. Now, the other teams were either, and correct me, but were not the number one or the number two team. And, so to me it's kind of like it's been a strange playoffs, but it's been fun. It's been fun. This has been a nail biter because the only team predicted to be there is Boston. They were predicted to be there, but everybody else is like, whoa, why? How did you get there? And they playing now. Unfortunately for the Pacers and for the Wolves, they face an elimination. And it looks like it might be an uphill battle. But this is still not the ordinary, like it's going to be a sweep. It's because we've seen the Wolves and Pacers play. And I put it like this, they let them off the hook a whole bunch of times. But the Celtics, and the Mavs, they just, like we can't count them out. And that's exciting. And it's not like like the teams are so dominant and overwhelming that they just getting beaten. No, it's you boys could lose. So it's been kind of on your edge. I think it's been great. I think it's been great for the fans, but it's been not so great. The NBA we want y'all to go. We need the revenues. We need those commercial spots. Don't be sweeping nobody. The NBA don't like that. It's fun, and if it is a Celtics and Mavs, that might be a pretty darn good series. But I don't know if it'd be the best since the Michael Jordan era. That I can't say. First Lady, what you say? First Lady, we got you muted.
Oh, yeah. No. This is not the playoff the fans have been waiting for. And, I disagree with you on that, Spitface, because several of the teams were riddled with injury. The Sixers, even though Joel Embiid did play and he did score well, he's usually a good two-way player, so you really couldn't defend. So he was injured. Of course, the Knicks were riddled with injury. And the Bucks didn't have Giannis. Damian Lillard was injured in several of the games. The Miami Heat didn't have Jimmy Butler. He was injured. So I think in the Western Conference, the majority of the teams were healthy. So you can say, if you want to say Jamal Murray, he was injured a little bit, but Luka's still injured too, but they played. True basketball fans want teams to be at full strength to really reflect the competition. If you got teams that are injured, I just don't think people want to see that. Even though some of the games have been very competitive, a lot of them, if you look back at some of the games, there was a lot of blowouts too. So, nobody wants to watch a blowout. You want teams to be competitive. I think the Mavs have the most to gain by sweeping their opponent, the Timberwolves, because it's going to be more substantial than if the Celtics sweep the Pacers. The Timberwolves beat the Nuggets in a Game 7 in Denver. That's a significant victory. Let's face it, Timberwolves were on a high. Pundits deem Anthony Edwards as the new face of the NBA. He called out that he wanted it to guard Kyrie Irving, and they've had have had a great offense and a great defense. And the Dallas Mavericks have shut down the Ant-Man and Karl Anthony Towns. So to me, them sweeping the Timberwolves would be a shocker. I don't think matter of fact, most of the pundits would have thought, maybe a few had picked the Timberwolves to win this series against Dallas. No one really picked the Mavericks to win this series, and for them to win it the way they have. The games actually came down to the end, but because you got Kyrie and Luka, they can close the game better than what Ant-Man and Cat have done for the Timberwolves. So this to me, them beating the Timberwolves to me is very significant. Whereas the Celtics, they're playing a Pacers team who really probably wouldn't have been there if Josh Hart wasn't injured for the Knicks. And I'm not even saying that the Knicks had a plethora of players injured, but we're talking about Josh Hart got injured in Game 6. He really didn't play Game 6. He tried to play it. They finally removed him, but he was injured the entire time. So if he had been healthy, I still think the Knicks would have won the game and could have gone to the Eastern Finals, Conference Finals. So, furthermore, the Pacers beat the Bucks without Giannis, and later on in that series, Damian Lillard missed a couple of games. So the Celtics had an easy path to the finals. Therefore, to me, the Celtics sweeping the Pacers is not a surprise, and it's very insignificant, to be honest with you. The Celtics have not really been tested. Now, do the Celtics and the Mavs have the right combination of mismatch and intangibles to make this the best series since Michael Jordan era? Absolutely not. I mean, we're talking about the since Michael Jordan era. What happened to LeBron and Steph Curry's final games? Those were very compelling games. And without a doubt, this particular series, the Celtics and Mavs, could be the most offensive-minded finals. But, to me, watching this era of basketball, to me, it's not exciting because all the teams do is come down and shoot threes all game long. And that's what the Celtics do. That's all they do. They jack up all them three-point shots. And I don't find that to be a compelling finals, to be honest with you. But my whole thing with this matchup, I think the matchup between the Mavs and the Celtics is intriguing because of the storylines. I look at there's the redemption of Kyrie Irving. I mean, this brother couldn't get a max deal from nobody. He actually, no other team really wanted to give Kyrie a contract. They can say what they want to say, but he did go back to the Dallas Mavs because they really were the only team that wanted him. He really, the Lakers didn't sign him. I guess they wish they had signed him, but who knows how he would have behaved in L.A. Kyrie has been the perfect player since his debacle in Brooklyn. I mean, his career really was in shambles after he left the Brooklyn Nets. So that's one storyline. Then you got Jason Tatum and the Celtics. Can they finally win a championship? They've been knocking on the doors for, about 3 years now? 4 years? So can they finally win a championship? They went to the championship and lost to the Warriors. They lost to Udoka. The coach, Ime Udoka, brought them to the championship. But unfortunately, that particular Warriors team was good, and Steph pulled them through, so they lost to them. Jason Tatum, he's considered a great player, but it seems like when he gets to the finals and the playoffs, he doesn't do his best. So that's something as a storyline I think they look at. And also Luka. Will Luka win a championship? So, he's been touted as one of the greats already. And, a lot of people didn't want to go play with Luka. If you think about it, a lot of top players really didn't want to play with Luka because he's very ball dominating and dominant. He's ball dominant, and he was able to share the ball with Kyrie this season. So to me, that's what's going to be exciting about this finals is the final matchup is the storylines. That's all I'm saying, Spitface.
All right. Will it be Mavs and Celtics?
It's going to be Mavs and Celtics. No. I mean, we got to tell the audience. We need to tell the audience, no NBA team in the history of the league has come back from a 3-0 deficit. No team has done it. So that will continue. Somebody eventually will do it, but nah, it ain't happening.
Won't be these two teams.
It sure won't be these two teams. It ain't happening.
First lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Natalie Jean on Shout Out Part 1.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Natalie Jean.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If you like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we are featuring music from Natalie Jean out of Kensington from her hit album, All I Want. All right, DJ, let's hear All I Want.
Stars are shining oh so bright, tinsel glistening oh in the light. Lovers holding hands in the snow. I remember the kiss we shared under the mistletoe. I only get one wish this year. For me, it's always been clear. The only thing I'll ever need, all I'll ever want is you, is you, is you. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is you. All I need, all I need, all I need is you, is you. Your sweet kisses, your tenderness. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is you. Nat King Cole playing in the background. You take my hand and you pull me close, spinning me round and round and round. I could stay forever this way. Stockings hanging by the fireplace, dinner set for two. You look at me and I look at you. Nothing needs to be said. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is you. All I need, all I need, all I need is you, is you. Your sweet kisses, your tenderness. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is you. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is you. All I need, all I need, all I need is you, is you. Your sweet kisses, your tenderness. All I want, all I want, all I want is you, is
That's it? All right. That was short and sweet. All right. Actually, I mean, yeah, I was feeling the song. I liked the song. Got a nice voice, but it was a little bit too short. I mean, I don't know what happened there. I mean, was it a technical issue? But anyway, the way it ended. But anyway, I'm going to shout it out the little bit that I did hear. I will shout it out. All right, Face, you hitting the mute or you shouting it out?
I'll shout out. She has a lovely voice, and I kind of think that there wasn't a lot of lyrics. So when there aren't a lot of lyrics, you tend to cut it short, or you end up just repeating the same same lyrics, and it gets boring. So they probably stopped it right where it needed to be. But
right.
I like her voice. It does make you want to hear a little more of her music.
Right.
So yeah. So I'm shouting it out.
All right.
I like her.
And unfortunately, I guess she only sent one recording because she's not going to be on part 2 of Shout Out, so we're not going to be able to hear anymore. So, but anyway, on part 2 of Shout Out, we'll feature music from Riah Michelle. And hopefully she'll have a longer song for us to listen to. Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
All right. It's time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. And, sometimes, First Lady, I get a little jealous of old Flipper, living in that world of wonder. And then I realized that we got wonder all around us. Because I be wondering what the hell they be doing. Some of these folks, I be wondering. Okay. All right. The more things change, the more things stay the same. Top golfer Scottie Scheffler was arrested a week ago in Louisville for crashing a police line and driving his car with a police officer attached to the hood. Now, let's fast forward. The Louisville Police Department is under investigation, and the officer might be in trouble. Now, we can only wonder if there would be such action if it was a top golfer of color. Is Scottie getting a break because he white? Defend. Scottie hasn't got a break yet, and if he does, it's more about him being a top golfer. First Lady, I look at the situation, and one, it does make me wonder what the hell was going on. But I look at things, and in today's media-driven internet, Facebook kind of world and thing, the police officer did not have his body cam on. Well, okay, I get it, that's a violation. But I'm like, it's not like they were at a riot scene, or, a criminal type of scene. They were blocking traffic because, there was a medical situation and, trying to, manage the crowd. Now, okay, I get probably some policy, but I'm going, the fact that now we got to investigate the Louisville Police Department because this one guy got into a scarfuckle with somebody. But, will it work out? He is going to get a break, but it's not going to be because he's white. It's going to be because the PGA is going, do y'all ever want to have us come back to your city? We can't be having this. Because in their world, the cop misidentified Mr. Scottie Scheffler, who I think is ranked like number 1 in the world. They going, we can't be having that. So that is the reason he may get a break. That may be the reason. First Lady, defend.
Well, Scottie didn't get a break because, did he get a break? I mean, if he were white, he didn't get a break because they hauled him off to jail and they handcuffed him and they booked him for a felony assault charge. I don't know where he would have gotten a break. Now, the only break that he probably received was when they processed him very quickly because he was a professional golfer and he had to get to the tournament for his scheduled tee time. Tee time, whatever they call it. But I think that's where he did get a break as being a golfer. And if he does get a break, I really think it is because he's a professional golfer and that incident is looked upon as a sad situation because, during the time it happened, individual lost his life. And I think the PGA, they just want to put this behind them. I think Scottie, I have a feeling those charges are going to be eventually dropped. I think they're going to be eventually dropped because of the fact that he is, quote, a golfer versus being that he's white. I think that's the situation. And, yes, there's always, the body cam definitely should have been on because that would have resolve a lot of what was said and what wasn't said. So, now it's a he said this, the officer said this, and you only have very sketchy videotapes of really what took place. But, I mean, this whole situation is going to be resolved, and it's not going to be resolved because he's white. It's because he's a top golfer. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Okay, First Lady. But we're going to flip the script a little and defend. Now, it ain't Scotty's fault he's white. And we investigate the police if it's a rich, famous white person who's involved in a police incident. That ain't his fault. Now, an unarmed black person, shoot to kill. Shoot to kill. White guy has police officer on hood of car, investigate the police. And First Lady, I look at the situation and I'm going, I cannot imagine what Scotty was doing, what he did not recognize, a big-ass police officer. I think I could tell. I have driven, more years in my life than I have not. And I can recognize big old police officers in front of me with flashlights, not even a flashlight because it was early morning, So I can kind of, and I can see little things, like the little alerts that they put on the ground and stuff to know that something is going on and I need to pay attention. No, in this case, also, I don't have it that if it was a top golfer of color, that they would be investigating how the police behavior was. Because they would be focusing in on, whatever was going on, once the officer was on top of your hood, you needed to stop immediately. So now, Scotty hasn't gotten off the hook because he does have the charges. But I dare say they will be reduced in some kind of way or dismissed. And I don't get that would happen. Well, first off, as I said, black person, shoot to kill. Unarmed black person, shoot to kill, especially if he got a cop on the hood. But the cop wouldn't be on the hood because as soon as he was trying to move, he might have got shot down. So I'm suspicious of this, and I'll leave it at that. First Lady, defend.
Well, it's apparent. I'm going to take it this way. Scotty definitely is white, but if Scotty were a black golfer, more than likely the police officer would not have jumped on the hood of the car. He would have fired shots into the car. I mean, that's just a known fact. Black people, they'll shoot black people regardless of their status or who they are. I mean, that remember, when it comes to white people, black people, in the eyes of the police, they're going to do the most extreme when it comes to black people. Unfortunately, race did play race was a factor in this situation as part of the outcome of the situation because Scotty was white, so the officer jumped on the hood instead of shooting him. And, I always say that's how white people are treated versus black people. I remember when I saw on a video there was a white man, now I'm sure he was mentally ill, but he was wielding a knife at a police officer. Now, they did not shoot at that man not one time. Now, you let a black man wield a knife at an officer, they're going to shoot them dead on the spot. I hate to say it, but race does always play a factor when it comes to the police and a crime being committed. Because, right, Scotty should have stopped the car. I mean, you got somebody on top of your hood. I mean, you don't drive off. So, I mean, the thing is, I think we didn't see that part of it. I think there was a recent video, if I'm not mistaken, that TMZ did show when he stopped, but there was, eyewitness accounts that happened that said that the police officer was on top of his car. So again, like I said, he did get a pass because he was white, and race definitely played a part in this situation. That's all I'm saying.
No, I got it, First Lady. I have a feeling he wouldn't have made tea time.
Yeah, and that's he wouldn't have made tea time because if he were black, he'd been in that police station for a long time. They did. They expedited that booking. They expedited that booking, but that was because he was a golfer. That wasn't because he was white. Anyway,
yeah, right? Yeah, I think that might have more to do with the tail. First Lady, over to you for more Flip It.
All right. Jake Paul will be taking on Mike Tyson in a somewhat professional boxing match. Given Jake Paul only fights boxers that are over the age, overweight, need some money, and did I say over the hill, we wonder, can Jake Paul beat the 25th ranked boxer Lanier Perro from Cuba? He's 11-0, 8 knockouts. WBA fifth contender. Defend. Jake is big and powerful. Plus, he hasn't taken a lot of punishment. Plus, he has picked up some tips and tricks from fighting former top contenders. He could beat Perro. Defend, Spitface.
Jake is a big old boy. That he do fight heavyweight. He is a big old boy. Now, he's fought people that he could beat. He's fought people he could beat. But they were people that he could beat that couldn't box. They could box. And their talents may have been a little bit diminished, so to speak. But some of those ways that had them when they were more in their prime, that work, he got to kind of see how they did that. So one thing I'll give to Paul, they are smart. They are, because they making a ton of money without going up against establishment boxers. And, they set up their own little world. And in that world, hey, we take these named people that people have some fond memories of, and we box them. And everybody go to the bank. So they are smart in that way. But they get out, they train, they're not sitting up here, on their laurels eating potato chips and getting fat. And with all this boxing, they, because of who they've been fighting, they ain't had to take the punishment. So, given the fact that Jake is bigger than Perro, he got a shot. He could beat him. He got a shot. But he better stay watch out for that left. Bam! That's what I'm saying, First Lady.
All right, you better watch out for that. Yeah, like you said, Jake has skills, and he is a big person. He has skill. He has fought true boxers. He didn't fight any amateurs. He fought real boxers. They just were over the hill. And, Jake has picked up a lot of skills from fighting these boxers. He has been working on his craft. He's very serious about his craft. People want to make jokes about Jake Paul and his brother, but they worked on their craft. He hasn't been in boxing as long as we think of, but surprisingly, he's good. He has great potential, and on any given boxing night, he could beat Perro. I mean, Perro is ranked 25th. I mean, he's not a high-ranking boxer. I mean, he's 25th. He is ranked 5th in the WBA. Contender. But Jake has skills. Let's not underestimate Jake's skills because Jake has just been such a money machine, making money off of these other type of well-known fighters that are in their prime, well above their prime and over the hill. But you still got to go out and fight, and that's something that you got to do. And I think Jake can beat Pero. Like I said, on any given fight night, anybody could win. So, yeah, Jake can win. All right, this is Flip It. All right, panel defend. Lanier Pero would show the world the fraud that is Jake Paul. Lanier would provide a reality check for a reality show boxer and send him like to the dustbin of history. Send it like to the dustbin of history. All right. Spit-face defend.
Lanier Pero, I'm not going to say that he would mop the floor with Jake Paul, because Jake Paul got skills. He's a big guy, but you play to the level of competition you're playing against. And like I say, the Pauls are smart. And what they did was, let's skip the system and get that fame out there where we can command, these types of matches. And really, that's this true strength. And they work out, they train. Jake has fought these guys, but these guys were not the ones that would elevate your level to deal with competition. Pero has had 11 fights. Now, I didn't see his 11 fights, but with 8 knockouts, and you're a heavyweight, you're a dangerous cat. You 11-0 with 8 knockouts, you a dangerous cat. You someone that, you're moving up, but you have had to deal with competition that could probably knock your butt out. See, none of the boxers that Jake Paul has fought probably had the capacity to be able to knock him out. Now, they could fight, but that knockout punch, that hey, look, I hit you a couple of times, or it ended up being a TKO, they were past that kind of prime. Pero has been fighting young, hungry boxers who could probably knock him out. So he had to keep them from knocking him out and managed to knock 8 contenders out. So when Jake Paul would get in the ring with somebody who can, he would have to truly compete or raise his level to show he can compete. I think we would find out the brother got a glass jaw. And Lanier would take advantage of it. And once that bubble gets burst, that's the end of the gravy train. So Jake is going to stay in his lane because dealing with any of the up-and-coming contenders, like I said, the reality show would be over, and he's had to just live off of his residuals. That's what I'm saying, First Lady.
Well, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. I mean, Jake Paul is surprisingly a good fighter, a very good beginning fighting, hasn't been fighting as long. He has great potential, but let's face it, he is not world class, and he is light years behind Lanier Pero, way behind Lanier Pero. I mean, Jake Paul knows how to generate money. That's what they do. They fight off old over-the-hill boxers to generate money. He's generated a lot of money from doing this. And the one thing, though, he can't generate a win against Pero. Pero will knock him out. And like you said, Spitface, once that happens, it's over. It's over. I mean, people are not going to pay to see him fight the Over the Hill gang anymore. Why would they fight? Why would they see him fight? Because then they'll know that he's not really a great fighter. See, right now, we don't know what type of fighter Jake Paul is against a regular fighter that's very competitive. We don't know. So that mystique will continue to be, and that's what he's making money off of. The fact that we don't know, so that's why he makes a lot of money, because people want to see him fight these less caliber type of fighters. But as soon as he gets in the ring with somebody who has potential, he won't be generating any more money, because he darn sure won't generate a win. All right, Spitface, over to you.
On the other side of the break, we have a performance from Riah Michelle on Shout Out Part 2. Please stay tuned.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right, First Lady, we have a performance from Riah Michelle. DJ, let's hear the title track from her hit album, It Don't Really Matter. All right, It Don't Really Matter, getting a shout out of the mute button. First Lady, what's the verdict?
I'm going to shout it out. The song voice is good. Had more lyrics than the other song. Let me stop. But I liked her music. Definitely shouting it out.
Yeah. Kind of putting a style on. I guess it fits in the neo soul category.
Yeah.
But it kind of took me back to some of the pop music back in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, okay.
Had a nice, the nice little rhythms and stuff. So, but I'm shouting Miss Michelle out. So that is the end of shout out. You can hear Natalie Jean and Riah Michelle on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right, it's time for the Hardwood Picks 2024. The results of the Hardwood Pick, a lot of our picks are based off of the series being over, so we're going to wait and hold off. And to be honest with you, these series are going to be over after today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. So next week we will definitely have the picks. All right. So we got game 4 for both teams, which is going to be the last game for the Pacers and the Celtics. So let's get to our picks. And basically, there's only one question: over and under push. It's for 50 million points. Celtics plus Pacers, 200 combined points. All right. 200 combined points. I'm going to say, well, you know what? That's a good question. I'm going to say, I'm going to say yes. It's going to be 200 combined points. We'll get Dizzy Max. Picks later. Spitface for the Celtics and Pacers, 200 combined points. What do you have?
It should go over. That's the way I feel.
I said yes. It's over. Let me say over instead of saying yes. So over.
Yeah. It should go over, but it kind of scares me because I'm wondering if the Pacers are going to have a real breakdown in Game 4, and so the Celtics, may not score it. The Celtics will score what they score, but the Pacers will be, really underperform. So I'm nervous about that, but I'm going to go with the over. I'm going with over.
You're going with the over, okay. All right, Timberwolves and the Mavs, 220 combined points. All right, Spitface, what do you have?
I'm actually going to go with the under. I think the Wolves will under.
Okay. I'm going to go with the over, and we'll get Dizzy Max later. So you going with the under, huh? I don't know.
Yeah, I think the Wolves are going to get spanked.
No, I think they're going to come out. I thought they would win Game 3, but shows you what I know. Well, anyway, shows you what I know. All right, Spitface, what is your top story to watch this week?
Whether or not the Celtics and the Mavs both sweep, that would be amazing. Well, at least in my book, that'd be, because that just doesn't happen. That in the conference finals, that both of the winners have swept the teams and went in. So that's my top story.
That's your top story. Okay. Well, my top story this week is the Cowboys going to give Dak Prescott a contract. That's my top story. I mean, he's in OTAs, and, he's right there. It seems to me that they should be talking to his agent about getting a new contract. So, I mean, what is the Cowboys doing? They got people that are not coming to OTAs. CD Lamb is not at OTA because he wants a new contract. So are they going to give Dak Prescott a contract this week? Jerry Jones. All right. So, yeah, that's it. So anyway,
No, I'm just going at Dak might not get that. Dak might not get no. You might say we'll just play out this last one.
Yeah. All right, we'll see. 2024 has been a great year for the WNBA. The draft drew a record average of 2.45 million viewers. Actually, they had drawn more viewers to the women's WNBA draft than the men's draft. And, obviously Caitlin Clark is one of the reasons that the league is growing. Las Vegas ace guard Jackie Young became the highest paid women's basketball player ever with a 2-year extension worth $252,450 per year. And there's, because of the increased interest in the league, guess what? The teams now can have charter flights. The WNBA players had to fly commercial. Yeah. They couldn't do charter flights. They had to fly commercial flights.
Now we know why Brittany got arrested. She had to deal with the darn. If they had regular, she was the other part is she got to play overseas to make up for the money that they ain't getting. So
yes,
all of that.
Yes, but they can have charter flights. I don't know if you remember.
Oh my God!
I don't know if you remember Brooklyn. The Brooklyn Nets, Joe Tice, the owner, he wanted to have the liberty to do charter flights. I think they might have done it and they violated something, but anyway, no. They can't have charter flights. But no, no team could have charter flights. But now they've changed it. They can have charter flights. A lot of the teams are moving into bigger and larger venues. And finally, the WNBA announced that they're expanding their league to a team in Toronto, Canada. I mean, that is fabulous for the WNBA. This league is growing. I know Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, would be extremely happy because had he been alive, I mean, he was making waves for the WNBA, so they're getting ready to do it without him. But I'm so thankful that the WNBA is moving up to bigger and better things. And unfortunately, I have to say this, I really don't watch the WNBA. You would think that I like basketball, that I would watch it. But recently I did watch a couple of games, so, I mean, it's even drawing me into watching it. So we honor our women there in the WNBA. All right, well, join us as we honor our veteran women on September 14, 2024 in Houston, Texas, and streaming live on your favorite devices. To learn more, please visit honorourveteranwomen.com. honorourveteranwomen.com. Check out our current and previous episodes at braspantiesandsports.com and Facebook page BPN Sports. This is Cheryl Smith along with Spitface. You have been listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. We'll see you next week.